So here is the Swan 700 CX. One thing you'll notice about these is the band switch is very hard to turn, and that's because it has a lot of mechanical linkages, which is interesting and well done, but also sort of insane. So anyway, I found that this band switch here in the finals area was loose a bit, not terribly, but when I would turn the band switch here and select a band, you could see the ceramic wafer was moving around a bit, and not much, maybe a millimeter, but that's going to put stress on all the wires and the lugs and the delicate fingers in the switch. So I kept thinking, how can I tighten this thing? And there's not much room. You want to get on that 1/2 inch nut down there, which is right about here. And I was lucky enough to have the right tool around. So I loosened up this variable capacitor to get it out of the way, get a little more room, and that helped me. What helped is, it's weird what helped. Okay, here's what didn't work. I couldn't get a wrench in here. It just wouldn't happen. You can't get a wrench in there. That was the wrong size. I tried a 13 millimeter. This is a 1/2. I couldn't find a 1/2 inch wrench. That wouldn't go in at all. Well, will it? Not really. So that's impossible. And then I found this in the garage, and I thought, no, that's way too thick. So here's what saves the day. And these are from Dighton, Massachusetts. When I bought a Mercedes there, some guy in a truck was trying to help somebody fix another car at the Manheim auto auction, and he sold me these for 20 bucks. Well, best 20 bucks I ever spent. Check it out. So with this loose, I went like this. I put this down on here. I gripped onto this thing, and I was able to tighten it. In fact, I could probably tighten it again just by clamping it, and then with this capacitor loose, it'll move. So you can tighten it a bit like that. And anyway, I got a pretty good turn out of it, but that's how I did it. And the results are good. It won't shimmy around anymore. So you can see now that the ceramic doesn't move at all. Well, does it? Nope, it's not moving a bit. So that's all I wanted. Before, you can see those lugs moving around, and now it doesn't. So that'll eventually wear something out and break if that's left to move around. So you want to make sure all these linkages are good, and I might get some car oil and just put a little bit of oil on those rotating bolts there that are hinges for the levers. Put a bit of oil into there. I did try to grease the detent. So this thing has two detents. There are detents down here. You can see them there, detents and little ball bearing detents, and there's detents on the bottom. So you have two different areas of detents that make this thing have a very direct click. I mean, it's kind of cool, but wow, it's hard. So anyway, Swan Engineering from, this thing's probably from 1970 something. I also found that, took this apart, put a little bit of WD-40 on the shaft, and now this knob acts as a flywheel, sort of, so it really has a great feel to it when you tune it now, so happy about that. I also tightened up this, took off this and tightened up the 1/2 inch nut. This was loose, sort of. So you want to go through this to make sure the knobs are copacetic as far as nothing's loose. When you turn things, you don't want the potentiometers turning and all that. So yeah, I know. It's not that interesting, but Yeah, anyway, I find this radio is well done. So, I have no power supply yet, and every power supply for sale on eBay is missing the cover. So for some reason, people take the covers off, they fool around, lose the cover, and so the power supply is inside of a speaker box, which is great, but the power supply itself is missing its cover, so I'm kind of waiting for one to be proper. No sense in jumping into this, so maybe I'll try and grab 275 volts out of that oscilloscope and power the radio with that, at least receiving. I need about 275 B plus to get this thing to receive, so maybe I'll do that if I want to see if it's working or not. All right, thanks for watching. Have a great day.